Good everyone, my name is Graphics. I will look at a cone. In our earlier video, we want to look at a pyramid. The difference between a pyramid and a cone is that what? A cone is a three-dimensional geometric shape that has a point at the apex, right? So, and the base of a cone is always flat. It is what? Circular, flat. But in terms of a pyramid is a shape whose outer surface are triangular, right? So the base of a pyramid can be trilateral, can be quadrilateral, or of any polygon shape, maybe your hexagonal, heptagonal, nonagonal, and so on and so forth. So let us take a look about this hexagonal pyramid. So we are looking at an hexagonal pyramid now. So let's start. Like I said earlier, you draw your horizontal line, which will be something like this. Draw your horizontal line, which will be something like this. And you also draw your vertical line, which will be something like this, right? So this is the first step. Now sometimes you might be given an idea, you might be told to draw an hexagonal pyramid having 50mm, the base to be what? Across flat, or it should be across corner. But in this case, since it is not given, it shows that what? It is what? Across corner. So let's see how it goes. So you take your radius of 25. We always start from the plan because this is the elevation. So which is 25. I'll measure the 25, right? And I'll place it here. I'm going to draw my circle, but this time my circle will be a faint line, not like the other one. Now, with the same radius I used to draw, I'll place it at this edge here. I'll cut up and I'll cut down. I'll place it at this edge here. I'll cut up and I'll cut down. Right? Now I'm going to join all those points together using my rule. So using my rule like this, from here I'll be having this. From here also I'll have this. From here too I'll have this. Also close it up, close it up, and close it up. Now this is what I'm bringing out. Now the next thing I will do is, just like I did earlier, I will draw a line, just a faint line first, like this, right? And I'll project. Let me say this is my 0, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, because an hexagon has 6 sides. So from here, what I'll do is I'll project those points to this line here. So when I come to 2 to 0, I'm going to project it up, and when I come to 3 also, I'm going to project it up, also with 2, also with 1, right? So now the next thing is this base here, which is ticking. I'm going to thicken it to this point, right? And the height of this pyramid is given to be what? 45. So I said the height is what? 45. I'll place it here and I'll measure my 45 also, and I'm going to join it from this point to this point, and I'm going to join it from this point to this point. So this is what we have. Right now, from all these points where it touches the body of the triangle, I will extend them to the center. We're now taking it because it is this shape I'm looking for. The center, I'm taking it. Now if you look at this 2 diagram, I have successfully drawn out my shape together with the plan. Now the plan is not complete. I have to complete the plan, right? So what I'm going to do is this. Now, okay, this is the plan that we have because they are all meeting at a point here. So if I'm completing it, I'll just draw my line from this point to pass through the center, and I'll draw my line from this point to pass through the center, right? And probably I'll do this too. So they're all meeting at this top here. Is that again? So that is the apex point here, which is this point at this point here. Now, the next thing we'll do is what we have been doing all this while. You place your compass at this edge here, and you're going to draw your arc faint line. Draw the arc faint line. Right? So we're having that. Let me bring it down so you see what I'm talking about. Yes. Now you take the radius of any of these 2 demarcation here and you place it here. This is your point 0. So this is your point 0. Right, so the demarcation you use here, you place it here and you mark 1, this is 0, this is 1, the next one is what, 2, the next one is what, 3, going back to 2, going back to 1, and what, 0. Right, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 0. Now the difference is I will now project all my points just like I did in the other one, from here to here. All my point here, here, so that's what we're having, right? But because it is an hexagon, I'm going to use straight line to connect those points. 0 to 1 is a straight line, 1 to 2 is another straight line, 2 to 3 is another straight line, 3 to 2 is another straight line, and so on. 2 to 1 also another straight line, then back to 0 another straight line. Now connect this to this point. So this is what we will be having. That is what we will hope what we having. This will be the edge, and if I like, since it is that, I'm going to connect these two together. There's a hexagonal. This is what we'll be having. And so on and so forth. Now, this is case 1. Let us look at case 2, which will be the modification of this. And let's see what happens if we have cut this at an edge here. Now, you look that we have cut this pyramid at an angle of 30 degrees. The angle can change, it might be 45 or any of this angle. We have cut it at an angle of 30 degrees at a height. We cut it at a height of what? 20. So we are going to redraw this again and draw the plan and get what you want to get. So let's see how it goes. So the base, it's all the same thing we are doing, same measurement. So our base is 50 millimeter. You take half of it, which will be what? 25, right? This is my 25 here. So I'll draw my vertical and horizontal line, which will be here. This is what we have in here, right? So come to this point. I'll draw my circle, faint line with the same radius. I'll place it here. I'll bisect up and down. Come here also. I'll bisect up and down. So we're going to join them together. So this to this, then this to this, and this to this, then this to this, then this to this, and this to this. Now this is what we're having. Now, as like I said earlier, we're going to project it upward. Let us take a plane, maybe this. So this will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, then 0. And I'll project this up. Project this 0 up. I'll go again. I'll project 1 up. Go again. I'll project 2 up. Go again. I'll project 2 up. Alright. So I'm going to join those points together, the first and the last point, this to this, as you can see. Now the height of this is what? The total height is 45. So you measure 45 on your meter rule, you place it at that center point here and you mark. Now I will not use my thick line, I'll use my faint line to join these two and these two, because I know it is dissected. So I'll measure a height of 20 from here to here. I'll measure height of 20 and I'll place it. 20 I'll measure will be from my meter rule, and at that height I'm going to place my set square on my T-square and I will draw this line here. So this is what I'll get, and I'm going to take in this. This is what we have here, right? So I'll be able to, but that is not the end. All these points here, I have my line, I'll project them towards the center, just like what I did when I was developing a cone. But I'm not going to go to the center, I'm going to stop here. But I'm heading for the center, but I'll stop at this. And I'll come here also, I'll do the same thing. I won't stop at the center, I will just stop at this demarcation here, because this is what we're having here. Now after doing that, one thing you need to know is this is different from this. What I will do is this. I'm going to draw my lines, join those 2 points together, diagonal lines like this, with faint line, not with thick line. I'll join there with what? Faint line or with thick line. So from here, what we have here. Now what you do here now is where these lines meet, you are going to project them down like this. On my set square, I'll move my T square to this point, to this first point here, and I'll be having this. Can you see that line? So the line is cutting at this point here and here, right? I'll go to the next point too from this edge. This is last, and then this last point that we're having here is this, so it's cutting here, this point here, sorry, at the first point. Now the next one is this. I'll draw it down. Now it's cutting here and what, and here on that diagonal line here. So I will join those 3 points together. This, so this, and this, to this. I'll do the same thing for the other point too. I'll place on my set square, my T square. I'll move this to this other point too, where it meets this. I'll draw it down. So it's meeting it at this point and at this point. So I'll join them together. You two here, and you to here. And the last but not the least, which is this point, I'll bring it down and it's touching it here. I'm going to take my rule. I'm going to join those points together from here to this point, and from here to this point. Now the next thing you do, at all these points here, you're going to project them to the body of the pyramid, which is this. You can see that. The next one will be this. The next one will be this. With this. And the next one will be this. This is what we're having. So if you look at it very well, let me enlarge it a little bit. This is 0, this is my point 0, and here also. Then the next one is 1, this is also my point 0 here. The next one is 1, this is my line 1, this is 1. So let's put 0, 1, 2, 3, right? Then this is 3, this is 0, this is 1, this is the center line here, which we ignore. Then this is 2, so this is our line 2 here. This is I'll call it C, which is our center line. Let me put it that way. Then we have what? 3. This last line here, as you see, is line 3. So I call this point C because it's my center line. Let me just put it that way. Now, what we'll do is take your compass and you place it at the tip, the apex point here of the triangle. Take it to the base end here, as you can see, and you're going to draw your curve. You draw that curve. So I will see what we are drawing. Let me bring it down now. You can see that we're having this. So with the radius of this and this, you place it here and you cut 1, 2, 3, 2, 1 and 0. So we start. This will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 0, and you draw your line to touch all those points like that. To this point. All those points. All those points. Right. Now we'll go back to this. So I'm going to enlarge so you get to see what I'm doing here. So I'll place at this end here. Alright, take it to 0, which is 0 here. Let me show you what I'm doing. Take it to 0, draw your arc, touch the last point. Take it to 1, do the same thing. Take it to 2. Do the same thing. Now the center, take it to 2. Take it to 3. So we're having that. Now, the next thing we'll do here is to start moving. We know it is an hexagon, so I'm going to use my straight ruler just like I did this edge here. I'll join U to U, and I'll join this and this and this and this and this. So this is what you do. Now let's start moving. This is 0 at this point, right? Then we have 1 meeting 1 here. This is line 1. Let me zoom it so you see. This is 1 meeting 1, right? Then this is our center line here coming. This center line meeting here, I call it at this point, right? Then the next one is 2. This is our 2, so 2 will meet 2 here. Then 3 will meet 3 here. So you just ignore the center line. Center line is of no value. So you join those points together first by joining U to U. And joining here to U, so I'm ignoring the center line. Then join U to U. Now we'll move forward again. Now let me come down. Then the next one, if this is 1, 1 is meeting 1 here. This is 1 heavy. 1 meets 1 here, and it's continuously. This is another 1 again at this point. 2 meets 2 here, and continuously this is another 2 here. 3 meets 3 here, and that's the only 3 we have. Then 0 here, and we'll continue moving. This is the line of 0. 0, 0, 0 until it gets here. So I'll join these points together. U to U, and U to U, and U to U. You'll have this. So this is what we'll be having if you develop a pyramid that has an hexagonal base. Don't forget, we have a pyramid that has a square base, we have a pyramid that have a rectangular base, we have a pyramid that have a heptagonal base, depending on what you are asked to do. But in cases like this, this is an hexagonal pyramid. So thank you very much for watching. If you have benefited from this video, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button. Bye.